It is Sunday night in Tucson, Arizona, and the desert has gone cold. There is a silence that feels different, almost like the world has paused, waiting for something to change. The air carries that uneasy calm you only notice when the sun slips behind the mountains and daylight stops pretending everything is normal. Out there, maybe in the Black foothills, maybe far beyond, Nancy Guthrie is still missing. It has been 8 days now. 8 days since she disappeared, vanished from her home without a trace. Let us make this real. Saturday night, around 9:50, Nancy Guthrie rolled down her garage door and stepped inside her house, just like she had hundreds, maybe thousands of times. Between 2:12 and 2:30 in the morning, her pacemaker quit sending signals to her monitoring app, a narrow window when things went wrong. Her walker was later found, standing where she left it in the hallway, medicines untouched on the bathroom counter, coffee cup, cold. Her phone was totally silent. I have been glued to the Nancy Guthrie story from day one. Every press briefing, every statement from the Nancy Guthrie family, each update from the Pima County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, NBC, CNN, the local Tucson news. I have followed it hour by hour because Nancy Guthrie deserves attention, focused, human attention. Tonight on day 8, I want you to really see what is happening. I am going to walk you through all of it, the timeline, ransom messages, search efforts, the Nancy Guthrie family tangled in the middle, because this story is not slowing down. You need the picture. No thread left unseen. Honestly, to get why the Nancy Guthrie story matters, you have to know who Nancy Guthrie is. She is not some random name splashed across the news. Nancy Guthrie was a wife who lost her husband's suddenly heart attack, like that, and went on to raise 3 kids on her own quietly without complaint. Savannah, her daughter, is that calm, steady voice millions hear every morning on the Today Show. Annie, another daughter, always steady. Cameron, her son. Friends and neighbors all say the thing about Nancy Guthrie. She is full of joy, quick to laugh, fiercely independent. The kind of grandmother whose hugs come wrapped in stories, faith steady, she never wavered no matter what life threw her way. For Nancy Guthrie, hope was not a word, it was a choice. Every day she chose to light the darkness. The Nancy Guthrie home was a single-story ranch in the Catalina foothills, country open views, giant saguaros standing like desert sentinels, quiet streets where nights felt safe, private, until they were not. Nancy Guthrie had challenges. She depended on a walker, her heart needed a pacemaker. She managed chronic pain, the kind doctors say you cannot just ignore without serious risks. Missing her medicines for a day could trigger confusion, rapid weakness, or something much worse. That ticking medical clock has haunted the search since sunrise on day 1. Now let us piece the Nancy Guthrie timeline together. Every small moment matters. Saturday, January 31st. The evening unfolds like dinner, laughter, family warmth. Around 9:45, the family drops Nancy Guthrie off at home. She walks inside with her walker. Garage door closes at 9:50 p.m. Nothing weird, nothing to worry about. Phone records show nothing after she walks inside. Her pacemaker keeps transmitting for hours. Then in the quiet of the night, between about 1:45 and 2:30 a.m., the signal just stops. No more data. Total silence. That short slice of time is the epicenter of everything. Sunday morning brings the sign that something is wrong. Nancy Guthrie misses church, a deal she never does that. A concerned friend from her congregation reaches out, worried. Calls go unanswered. By noon, family members show up at her house. They step inside. The place feels bone-chillingly empty. Nancy Guthrie is gone. Nothing points to her leaving on her own. Someone calls 911. Pima County deputies show up fast. What they find flips the case from welfare check to urgent investigation. Signs of forced entry. A bit of blood, a trail leading out toward the porch and driveway. Her walker stands untouched. Medicines are not missing. Sheriff Chris Nanos does not mince words. Nancy Guthrie was taken. Then on Tuesday, February 3rd, day 3, something shifts. The Nancy Guthrie story takes a turn that nobody saw coming. Multiple media outlets start receiving emails. TMZ publishes first. A blurred screenshot, a Bitcoin wallet address, a demand starting at $3 million, threatening escalation if ignored within 90 minutes. Local Tucson stations, KGUN and KVOA, both confirmed they received messages within the same 2-hour window. The wording is clinical. Almost cold. We have Nancy Guthrie. She is alive as of this message. She needs her medication. Send 3 million United States dollars in Bitcoin to the address below by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. She will not receive further care. Then the detail that made every detective's spine stiffen. She was wearing the blue cardigan with pearl buttons and gray slacks when we took her. The walker is still in the hallway by the master bedroom door. That information had never been released publicly. Not in a press conference. Not in any family statement. Not in any leak. The only people who knew what Nancy Guthrie was wearing that night were the family who dropped her off, the deputies who processed the scene, and whoever walked through that door after 9:50 p.m. on January 31st. Sheriff Nanos calls an emergency briefing. His tone is, the exhaustion on his face is visible. He confirms the FBI's cyber and behavioral units are already working the messages. He says copies have been shared with Savannah personally so she can review the content. He adds the sentence that tells you exactly how seriously they are taking the possibility that at least one of these notes is real. If these messages are legitimate, the person responsible now knows we are treating Nancy Guthrie's life as time-critical. By Wednesday, the Nancy Guthrie family can no longer stay silent. The Instagram video goes live Wednesday evening. 17 seconds. No makeup, no lighting crew, no teleprompter, just Savannah, Annie, and Cameron sitting shoulder to shoulder on a couch private. Savannah speaks first, controlled at the start, professional reflex kicking in. Then her voice wavers. Our mom, Nancy Guthrie, is kind. She is loyal. She is funny. She has been the light of our family since the day we were born. She is 84 years old. She has a heart. She lives with pain. She needs her medication every day, not just to feel better, but to stay alive. She pauses, looks down, looks back up. Whoever has our mother, Nancy Guthrie, we need to know without any doubt that she's alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you. We are ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Then directly into the lens, Mama, if you can hear this, you are the strongest woman we know. You are a daughter of God. We love you. Stay strong. Annie and Cameron echo it in unison. We love you, Mom. The video ends. No music, no fade, just silence. Within 20 minutes, 500,000 views. By morning, 10 million. Clips running on every network. Candlelight vigils forming outside Nancy Guthrie's church in Tucson. Strangers standing shoulder to shoulder holding signs that simply read, Bring Nancy Guthrie home. Thursday and Friday bring ransom communications. The demand jumps to 5 million. A new deadline. Sunday night, the tone shifts from cold to angry. A new detail surfaces that sends a chill through everyone who reads it, a reference to her pacemaker. Not the fact of it, which had been mentioned in press reports, but the implication that whoever has Nancy Guthrie is monitoring her cardiac status in real time. Sheriff Nanos is asked directly, Are you concerned the sender has access to her right now? His answer is very careful. We are concerned about every aspect of her well-being. Saturday, February 7th, the Nancy Guthrie family releases their video. The lighting is dimmer, the face is more drawn. Savannah's eyes are swollen in a state. By Sunday, day 8, the latest message that the local station KGUN got is the specific one yet. It says to send $6 million in Bitcoin to a wallet address. This address should be sent to a family member at noon on Monday. The deadline is Monday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The message also says, one delay and she receives nothing. No food, no water, no pills. You have been warned. Now we are on Sunday night. That deadline is less than 20 hours away. I want to talk about what's happening behind all the press conferences and the videos that are all over the internet. Because there is a lot of work going on that we do not see, and I think it is important that we know about it. The FBI team that looks at cell phones has been working on information from cell towers from the overnight window. They are looking for any phone that appeared suddenly, stayed for a time, or left quickly in the middle of the night. They also looked at license plates from roads and orders that allow them to get location history from apps and other devices that people had near the house that night. Every ransom message is being looked at closely. They are trying to figure out who wrote it, what kind of person they are, and if they are the person who wrote the other messages. Are they from one person or many people? Are they from here or just visiting? Do they want money? Is it something more personal? The teams that look at evidence keep going to the house because new information can change what they thought they knew. They are looking at the house again with eyes to see if they can find anything that they missed before. People keep calling with tips. There were then 400 calls in the 24 hours after the second family video. Most of them are not helpful. People saw a woman in a store or park and thought it might be Nancy Guthrie. Some tips are more specific, like a white van that was parked near the foothills the night of January 31st, or a man who was asking strange questions at a gas station. Each tip is written down, prioritized, and looked into, because as Sheriff Nanos said, most tips are not helpful. They look into all of them, because one of them could be important. I want to say something to you directly. I think about the numbers in cases like this. I think they are important right now. Missing person cases that are solved in the first 72 hours, the ones that take longer. Especially cases where someone is taken and there are a lot of people looking for them, often get solved between day 5 and day 14. Why? Because the people who took them start to feel pressure. They might run out of money, get tired, they might make a mistake. Here is something else the numbers show. For missing adults over 80 who have health problems, 78% of them who are found alive are found between day 4 and day 21. This is often because people keep talking about the case and it stays in the news. Nancy Guthrie is on day 8. No body has been found. None of the ransom notes said that she is already gone. Doctors say that while every day without her medicine increases the risk, some people in their 80s with pacemakers can survive longer than expected with a water and some care. The search for Nancy Guthrie has not slowed down. If anything, it has gotten stronger. There are hundreds of people looking for her tonight. Police officers, FBI agents, search and rescue teams, and volunteers who do not even know her. They are all working together to try to find her. Nancy Guthrie's family, Savannah, Annie, and Cameron, are sitting in a room looking at every new message the police get, searching for any word or phrase that only their mother would know. They are sleeping a little, then getting up to check the phone again. They are taking turns staying near the phone. They have had to learn about things that no one should ever have to learn. They are scared. They are angry. They are praying all the time. They have not given up on Nancy Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie never wanted to be the center of attention. She wanted mornings and family dinners and church on Sundays and time with her grandkids and the simple dignity of living in her own home. That life was taken away from her in the hours after a normal Saturday night, and she has been without her medicine, her family, and her friends for 8 full days and 8 full nights. We do not know how this will end. We do not know what Monday will bring. The people looking for Nancy Guthrie have not stopped. Her family has not given up on her. So I am asking you to keep talking about Nancy Guthrie. Keep sharing her story. Keep praying for her. Keep looking for her. If you were driving in the Catalina foothills late on January 31st, or if you saw something that seemed strange, or if you have any connection to this story at all, call the police. You do not have to be sure. You just have to have a bit of information that might help. Nancy Guthrie chose to be hopeful her life. She chose to believe in things even when things were hard. Now it is our turn to choose that for her. Let's bring Nancy Guthrie home. If you have been following this story with me, please let me know. I will be here to tell you what happens next. Leave a comment. Tell me where you are watching from. The fact that many people care about Nancy Guthrie means a lot. It really does. Take care of yourselves. We will talk soon.